I was told I couldn't bring you anything to eat.
Yes, I'm still nilled by mouth. Thank you.
So, how do you feel?
Fine. The consultant should have the results of the biopsy today.
Yeah.
I'm solving a murder.
Well, it looks like someone's beaten you to it. In 1859.
Adele, could you find out what the rail fare from Coventry to London was in 1859?
Morse?
Start at the Bodleian. No, probably the National Railway Museum would be a better bet.
You really are serious about this, aren't you?
Because I'm having to lie here doesn't mean I've lost my capacity to think.
I know. But why? I mean, it was what, 140 years ago?
Indeed, and 2 men were publicly executed as a consequence.
Morse, you are ill, possibly seriously. I'm preparing my senior students for a recital. I'm trying to look after you and care for a sick, aging mother who lives over 200 miles away, and now you're demanding that I join you in rewriting history.
I am beginning to suspect that a gross miscarriage of justice occurred in this city in 1860, and I am determined to discover if this was the case.
The men in the dock, common boatmen, whose names are not their own, whom the Christian religion has hardly touched, are charged with murdering a young woman, Joanna Franks, a good and respectable woman, twice married and unfortunate.
All right? Captain Oldfield?
Yes, mister?
Passenger, have you have room to take one?
How far?
All the way.
London?
Doctor? Oh, look like it. Huh? Real question?
I mean, you could have waited, couldn't you? What a time to choose.
Well, I had to strike while the iron was hot, when nature had brought it home to him. He told you then?
He rang me as soon as you left. He was very distressed, as you might expect.
So, you two are, Morse always did fancy clever women.
If you're asking if we're living together, no, we're not. But we're very good friends, and I greatly care what he's feeling. He's worried sick. Can't you see that?
Angel of death fluttered its wings over his head, you mean?
I didn't know you were so poetic, Chief Superintendent.
I'm not. That's what my mother used to say. Look, he's ill now, and there's only 2 more years before he has to go. And it's a new world out there, you know. New police practice. It's all crime prevention initiatives, computer detection, restorative justice.
What does that mean?
Offenders and victims talking to each other. Some Californian thought of it, I expect. Anyway, I shan't be there much longer myself. I can't stand it, frankly. And nor will Morse. And I can get him the best. Golden handshake, medical pensions.
You just can't expect him to see it like that. He's given his life to his work.
Can't you make him face it?
Not if he doesn't want to.
His body's only telling him what his brain knows already. Look, we both want him to go graciously.
Yes, of course, but does he have to? Look, I'll try. Would you help him solve what looks like his last case?
What?
The Oxford Canal murder.
The Oxford Canal murder? Well, that was 150 years ago.
Yes, I know. But he's determined to investigate it, and he needs help. Professional help.
Look, it's out of the question. I'm 2 men down as it is.
I see. Well, I'll tell him what you said about going graciously.
You like reading, do you?
Sorry?
I said you like reading, do you?
And listening to music. Not this music. When's that consultant coming with those results?
When the tests are ready.
And how are we today?
Not good. But this is very good.
Very good, but?
But you simply accepted the verdict of the Victorian court. Because she was a poor, respectable woman and they were the lowest of the low.
They were. They were drunk when they were arrested.
Well, doesn't that worry you? If you just drowned a woman, would you just go on knocking back the grog?
I wouldn't. They might. The evidence was all on the boat. Her trunk had been opened, her shoes were there. She would never have left the boat without them.
But if you'd done it, wouldn't you want to hide the traces, get rid of the shoes?
But her clothes were torn. They were charged with theft and rape.
Why were those charges dropped before the trial?
Because if you can hang them for murder, you don't have to bother to jail them for rape and theft.
Unless the charges wouldn't stick.
How far to Oxford?
From Coventry, 36-hour, Mum. 1 night on board.
Can I stay here?
If you're willing to run the deck.
Her first husband was a vaudevillian, a music hall entertainer. The great Donovan, emperor of all illusionists. She assisted him on the boards until, alas, he died in Ireland. Her husband left her destitute. She then married Charles Franks, a good but poor man who left Coventry to work in London as an ostler that his new wife might not starve. When he had saved 1 sovereign, he sent it to his wife that she might join him. She looked for the cheapest means of transport. Not the railway train, not the stage. No, alas. She chose that boat on what would be her final journey.
Good day. I thought you might like to hear the results of your biopsy.
Thank you. Well?
I'm afraid there's not a lot we can do.
What?
There's no need for the knife at all. I shan't have the pleasure of carving away half your insides.
Well, thank heavens for that.
You are seriously ill. Severe peptic ulcer, non-cancerous, but undoubtedly worsened by drink. Prognosis, not bad. But only if you change your modus vivendi.
Change what exactly?
All this beer and spirits you guzzle. Less of it, and not just for now. I mean for years ahead.
Well, at least I have years ahead.
You thought you didn't? Good. Might make you listen. Now, you're going to need plenty of drugs, plenty of rest, and I'm sending you a dietitian to advise you on a managed diet.
Turnip juice.
Have you had a drop yet?
Of turnip juice?
Tissue paper's always the giveaway. I know it's God's gift, but leave it alone for now. Certainly while Sister McLean's on duty.
She'd confiscate it?
No, she'd drink it with you. I think we can dispense with this for now.
When can I go back to work?
Don't even think about it for the moment. The first thing we have to do is to get you out of here. Someone to take care of you.
I gather it's good news.
Strange. Ah, Miss Cecil. Is he Oh, that's excellent, isn't it? Tell him how pleased I am. How's he feeling now?
Much better, but he's not out of the woods yet. He'll have to take it easy for several months.
Yes, that's right. A really delicate thing, the stomach. You know that conversation we had? I wondered if you discussed it with him.
Oh, I was wondering whether you'd thought again about what I said to you. No, he hasn't forgotten at all. He's going to be off sick for a while, and this Oxford Canal case, it's become very important to him.
But tell him I can't possibly. We don't have anyone to spare. Yes, I know.
Room service, sir.
Hang on a minute. Kershaw? Don't go away.
Yes?
Looking for a Mr. Morse.
Are you?
Except I don't know him.
Try the one with his nose in the book.
Kershaw?
That's right, sir.
And your graduate entry?
Yes, sir. Till I make such a good cup of tea.
You're not enjoying police work?
Well, I'm supposed to be fast track. Instead, I seem to be the chief superintendent's tea boy. Anyway, you said you had a case you're working on.
Heard of the Oxford Canal murder?
No, sir. Recent, is it?
It was 140 years ago.
So, not much we can do about it now, is there, sir?
Isn't there? You do believe in truth and justice, don't you? Suppose two men had been hanged for a murder they didn't commit.
Sounds quite likely. Wasn't it still Bow Street runners, then?
It might help, Kershaw, if you knew more of the history of your own profession. The Met started in 1829. By 1846, Scotland Yard had its own detective bureau. There was a detective force in Oxford. Not much good, as far as I can tell.
What would you like me to do about it, sir?
For a start, you can find out what a train ticket from Coventry to London cost in 1859.
Right. Is that first, second, or third? Single return, regular, or excursion?
All of them.
Thy will be done, sir.
And the fare by stagecoach, and the fare by canal.
Yes, sir. How long are you going to be in hospital?
And then you can find out why the Oxford bargemen had such bad reputations.
That's because they had to work 7 days a week, meaning they couldn't attend Sunday service, meaning they were considered as heathens beyond the pale. And they weren't called bargemen, they were boatmen. I'll go to the Bodleian, see what I can find out.
Mr. Stevens, you're a canal clerk employed at Tooley's Yard at Banbury. Tell the jury what happened on June the 21st.
Sir?
The Barbara Bray docked with the woman passenger. Did she not come to your shed to make a complaint?
She asked about the times of the coaches from London to Banbury.
Don't you mean Banbury to London?
That's what she said.
Yet did she not ask about other ways to London? Why was that?
Well, she talked about rude ways and drunkenness within the crew.
Is it common among that class of men?
Well, it's known for boatmen to sometimes broach the cargo and become a deal inflamed. It's called corkage, sir.
And yet you did nothing?
I offered. I said I'd help her with lodgings for the night. She refused.
And the boatmen? You didn't even rebuke them?
She looked like a lady who could fend for herself. I saw her going back to the flyboat looking quite content.
If you had done your job, she might have saved herself. That is all.
You told the jury Mrs. Franks returned to the boat after making the complaint, but you thought quite willingly.
I felt so. That's why I didn't report. When the boat departed, she was laughing and drinking with the crew. I'm very sorry, sir.
Feeling better now you're eating, Mr. Morse?
Much. Now, you tell me why a respectable woman who has just complained of being harassed by men would go off drinking with them.
You'd be surprised. It's called human nature. Now, don't keep on reading all night, will you? It disturbs everyone.
Hannah McNeil, hot woman at the Barge Inn.
Yes, my lord.
I'm not your lord. He is your lord. You undressed the body, I believe. Tell us what you saw.
Well, sir, she was much disarrayed.
Bailiff, show the dress in evidence. Is that the self-same dress the lady was wearing?
It is, sir. And the tear on the sleeve, just like that.
The second exhibit, bailiff.
Yes. Those were her drawers. Ripped right open. I knew then that she'd been attacked in an improper way.
You mean raped?
Mr. Sergeant Williams, that is not a charge here, is it?
No, my lord.
Then do not answer, Mrs. McNeil. Gentlemen, please understand that this is a trial of murder only. Continue.
What can you tell the court of her shoes?
But she wasn't wearing any.
No. Because they were found later, were they not? In the passenger cabin of the Barbara Bray.
Too far again, sir. Too far.
Good God, woman, haven't I taken enough?
Now, Mr. Morse, we're not going to be difficult, are we?
I'm sorry, Dr. Van Buren. The Jackson's Oxford Journal 1859 is out already. The young gentleman over there.
Thank you.
You were traveling up canal through Prince's Cut and saw the Barbara Bray?
Yes, but not clear. Sounds as if the crew were quarrelling, like.
Walter! Walter, get up here! Thomas! Thomas! What happened there?
I don't know, Captain.
Was you with her? Was you having her?
No, I was just looking for
How did you touch anything in there?
A few moments later, you saw something in the water.
A dead lady in a blue dress.
How did she appear to you?
Her face was black and discoloured.
Quiet here. Mr. Sergeant Williams, we have proceeded so far without evidence of the identification of the victim.
I shall be attending to it most carefully, my lord.
Did you see anyone besides the boatman that morning?
Mr. Ward, who helped me take her from the water.
Anyone else?
A man on the bank, walking.
Can you identify him at all?
No, sir. A sturdy man, but it was a thick mist.
Do we know who this man was, Mr. Lyons?
No, my lord, he hasn't been traced.
Hello there. Hi. Excuse me. I know it's a highly un-British thing to do, but I couldn't help noticing that we're working on the same thing.
Oh, we?
Yeah, the book you were using? I'm Millicent Van Buren.
Ah, yes. Yes, very good.
You're a research student?
A policeman. A tea-boy, really.
The man on the riverbank, Favant. Why was he never found?
There was an appeal in the newspapers, but I suppose it was pretty impossible to trace a passing stranger in Victorian England.
At the remand proceedings, 4 men were held.